Naval Base Coronado hosted NASCAR's first ever race on an active United States military installation. The circuit measured 3.4 miles with 16 turns, built through the streets and airfields of the base. 50,000 fans attended on race day, and 125,000 people came across the entire weekend. During pre-race driver introductions, a group of United States Navy service members walked on stage alongside Corey Heim. Those service members began tapping their wrists, mimicking Heim's trademark victory celebration before the race had even started. At the time, the gesture appeared to be nothing more than a spontaneous moment between the driver and the sailors. By the end of the afternoon, the gesture would carry far more weight than anyone in the crowd could have predicted. Corey Heim entered the race as a part-time driver with 23ZI Racing in 2026. He is the reigning NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, having dominated that series in 2025. Heim entered the season with only 5 Cup Series races already under his belt from the previous year. Beyond his limited Cup schedule, Heim had also been handling a significant amount of Toyota testing and simulator work throughout the year. Shane Van Gisbergen started from the pole position and was considered the race's prohibitive favorite. Connor Zilisch, his Trackhouse Racing teammate, was viewed as one of the most respected road course talents in the garage. Tyler Reddick, the 2026 Cup Series points leader, was also among the top contenders heading into the event. Heim was treated as an afterthought by most analysts before the race began. The expectation for him at Coronado was to gain experience and run competitively, not to win. Heim started the race 13th and fell back to 20th during the opening laps. The first 2 sets of tires placed on his car were scuffs from qualifying, which performed poorly in the early stages. Crew chief Booty Barker repeatedly told Heim through the radio to remain patient as the car would improve once better tires were installed. The race was reshaped on lap 31 by a violent crash during a restart. Austin Hill carried too much speed into turn 1, locked his brakes, and drove himself and Connor Zilisch directly into the outside wall. Zilisch then bounced into the path of Shane Van Gisbergen, who had no way to avoid the wreckage in front of him. Van Gisbergen finished 38th, earning just 1 point after claiming the pole position the day before. Zilisch, who had led 8 laps, finished 37th. When asked about the incident afterward, Hill stated, "That one's on me." Van Gisbergen's reaction was blunt. "I'm filthy." With 3 of the race's biggest threats eliminated, Tyler Reddick moved to the front of the field. Reddick led 9 laps and appeared to be building a winning margin as the race progressed. Rear tire wear eventually became a problem for Reddick in the closing laps. On lap 73, Reddick slipped in turn 2, and Heim immediately capitalized on the opening. The 2 drivers ran side by side through turns 3 and 4 without either giving ground. Reddick attempted a crossover move into turn 5, scraped the outside wall, and made contact with Heim's car. Reddick backed out of the position rather than continue the fight with his teammate for the lead. After the race, Reddick said, "I ran him straight in the wall. That wasn't right. I wasn't going to pass him for the win that way, especially a teammate." Shortly afterward, Reddick suffered a flat left front tire and fell back to 25th place. His points lead, which had been comfortable entering the weekend, shrank to just 8 points over Denny Hamlin. Heim led only the final 3 laps of the race. He crossed the finish line 10.365 seconds ahead of Bubba Wallace to secure his first career NASCAR Cup Series victory. The result marked the first 1-2 finish in 23XI racing history. It was also Toyota's 4th consecutive Cup Series win, the first time the manufacturer had accomplished that feat since 2017. The number 67 Toyota had never visited Victory Lane in the 7-8-year history of the Cup Series before that afternoon. Heim achieved the win in just his 13th career start. After the race, Heim said, "I couldn't believe it. We strapped another set of tires on and we were just fine. After stage 2, I just took a deep breath. I had high expectations coming into this race. Just kind of took a deep breath, reset, and went after it." 1 year earlier, Heim's team failed to qualify for the 2025 Chicago street race on his 22nd birthday, which he called the worst birthday of all time. Heim has already been confirmed as a full-time driver for 23XI Racing in 2027, where he will pilot the number 35 Toyota. Bubba Wallace started 12th and worked his way up to second place within the first 10 laps of the race. On lap 19, his right front wheel detached from the car due to a pit crew error involving an improperly secured wheel nut. Wallace received a 2-lap penalty and was forced to sit stationary in his pit stall while the race continued. He earned 2 free passes under caution to return to the lead lap and ultimately crossed the finish line in second place. The result marked the best road course finish of Wallace's Cup Series career across 40 prior starts on road and street circuits. After the race, Wallace said, "It's what if, tired of living in that." He also stated, "My body language and facial expressions will not show it. But I am really excited for Corey and Booty getting him back to victory lane," Wallace added. "Being a winner in the Cup Series is something that when we get there, we all want to achieve. And to be able to do that for him in his 13th start, it's pretty special." Wallace's additional comments about managing expectations and rookies in the Cup Series left enough room for interpretation that they reportedly drew Heim's attention afterward. On the 24th of June 2026, NASCAR officially suspended rear tire changer Adam Hartman and jackman Nathan Ricketts from the number 23 team. The suspension stemmed from the loose wheel incident on lap 19, which was ruled a violation of rulebook sections 8.1, 4A, and D. Both crew members were suspended for the next 2 Cup Series races at Sonoma Raceway and Chicagoland Speedway. They will not be permitted to return until the weekend of July 12th at Echo Park Speedway. The results at Coronado reshaped the broader 2026 Cup Series standings. Shane Van Gisbergen needed strong results at the season's final road courses to secure a playoff position, and his 38th place finish dropped him to 17th in the standings, outside the playoff bubble. Sonoma Raceway is now the final road course on the schedule before the playoffs, making it a must-win situation for Van Gisbergen. Tyler Reddick entered Coronado with a comfortable points lead, but that lead shrank to just 8 points over Denny Hamlin by the end of the race. The 23XI Racing organization had all 4 of its cars inside the top 6, with just a handful of laps remaining in the event. Every storyline from Coronado Wallace's comments, the crew suspensions, Reddick's shrinking points lead, and Van Gisbergen's playoff desperation now carries directly into the race weekend at Sonoma.